Let us not forget everything that happens. It's by the will of Allah. Holy will. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or a duty unthinkable, but to stand together as one. Tune into Sunnah followers, stream it every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnah followers.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming, tuning into the Sunnah followers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing sadaqah jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the converts, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at, right here on Sunnahfollowers. Don't forget, donate right here to Sunnahfollowers and Sadaqah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What do you get up here tonight? Let's talk about it.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are
This is from Sunnah followers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab. Wear your beards. Be proud of your beards. Stay home, stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of Allah, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnah followers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
Okay. Alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to the Sunnah followers class for the children. Alhamdulillah. And alhamdulillah, tonight what we're going to do is go over a hadith.
Mic is muted. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. Alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to the Sunnah Followers Kids program here at Sunnah Followers. And what we're going to do today is go over a hadith, from the book written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. And also, due to the fact of technicalities, we're going to postpone our seerah for the kids. But I want the kids to participate in the seerah class with Brother Mukhtar, which will be held at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so they can continue to learn about the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, and I also want the kids to participate in our 6 o'clock class tonight too, because alhamdulillah, we're learning what it means to believe in Allah. We're learning what it means to believe in Allah and what the meaning of that shahada is, how to have allegiance to Allah, allegiance to the Prophet, and allegiance to each other. So I want all the kids to be here for the classes tonight, the 6 o'clock class, the 7 o'clock class, and my 9 o'clock class, because I will be speaking about what it means to believe in the books of Allah. But for tonight, what I want to do, because I know you guys are probably tired, if you guys have been following Dr. Jamali's class, I know you guys might be tired. That's why I was a little late joining today too. I wanted to give y'all a little chance to finish up eating or whatever your parents may have had you doing. But before I go into the hadith, let's see what kids who we have with us today. Let me introduce the people who are watching. out in TV land to who we have with us today. First of all, we have with us Brother Corday. Assalamu alaikum, Corday. How are you tonight? You're doing fine? Alhamdulillah. How's school going? That's good. That's good. Have you been following Dr. Ali's class yesterday and Dr. Jamali today? Not yet. Oh, you weren't home? Okay. Well, try to be here next week. Try to be here next Saturday for Dr. Ali's class, because you're old enough to learn the Hadith of the science of Hadith. Dr. Ali is teaching the science of Hadith and the Quran on Saturdays at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's an intensive class. It's 3 hours long. You're at that age that you should be learning those hadiths like I did. I knew the science of the hadith and all of that when I was your age. So if you can, try to be a part of Dr. Ali's class. He speaks perfect English, because even though he's Arabic, he was born here in America. So his English is perfect. So that's on Saturdays at 11 a.m. So you can learn about the hadiths and learn how to memorize the meaning of those hadiths and how the hadiths were collected and gathered, inshallah. And not just you, but also the older kids, all of the older kids, less your age. Okay. All of you need to be participating in that. Subhanallah.
Is it today?
Huh?
Is it today?
No, it was yesterday. Today was Dr. Jamali, and his class is at 11 on Sundays. He's teaching the science of he's teaching the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad too, and also he's teaching also Aqidah. So try to join his classes too. But I'm telling you, the ones I really want y'all into is Dr. Ali's, because y'all need to learn the science of those hadiths. Subhanallah. Because you'll never understand that Quran. We can memorize how to sing the Quran all day, but until you learn the meaning of it, you're not going to understand it. And the meaning is through the hadiths. And mashallah, who else we have with us? We have Sister Asma and Najma. Najma, were you here yesterday for Dr. Ali's class?
She was here. I was also here, but at one point I thought that it was over, but it just froze. So by that time I took it off because I thought it was over.
Yeah, it's a 3 hour. It's intensive, but you guys are old enough. You know, it's intense because he's teaching hadith, he's teaching Quran, and also some of the laws and rules of Islam. And like I said, you guys are the age I was when I started learning that stuff. So, and you're smart. You can follow. Your mom was there. Your mom did really good. I was proud of her yesterday. She did good in that class. Yeah. So try to join that. How's school going?
It's going good.
That's
the boys
good.
are still pretty crazy as they are.
Yeah, you know, they're gonna always just learn how to not pay them boys any attention, because they're gonna always try to give you attention because you're attractive and you're smart. But you know how to do. You have to do like me. They still give me attention, the boys, when I leave the house too. In fact, just today I went to the post office to check my mail, and one of those boys came up to me today talking about, "Oh, you look so nice today." You know, and this is nothing but a bathrobe. But I said, "Alhamdulillah, thank you. Have a good day." I don't talk to boys, and I walked away. So, you know, you're gonna deal with that always. And I see y'all got the snuggly jacket on still too. It's keeping you warm.
It's actually just a nightgown.
Okay, you got on the same thing like me.
Nightgown.
Okay, a nightgown, yeah. But y'all look so warm because mashallah, it's gotten kind of cold. Subhanallah. And I like your hijabs, your kimars with the little bling like I got. You look so beautiful. I'm so proud of the both of you. You guys are well-behaved kids, and you're growing up and getting so beautiful. That's why I want you to learn these hadiths. You guys are smart enough to learn them. Okay, let's see, who else do we have with us? We have Dear Mani, Assalamu alaikum, baby. I see he's watching. Look at him. He's looking at the computer. And look at that smile, looking like his brother when he smiles. They look alike when they smile, subhanallah. So, mashallah, we got the crew here, and we're going to go right into the hadith, because I know you guys are tired, and because we got the 6 o'clock class and then Mukhtar's class. So, subhanallah, let me just jump right into the hadith for you, and let me put it up on the screen. And for those of you watching in TV land, please bear with us, because I'm going to screen share it to them first, and then I'll switch over. So the screen might freeze up for a second, which is okay. I'll get it back. But I got to share it to them first. And now I'll unfreeze you guys. You guys can see our beautiful, tranquil background there. Okay. Now let me bring it to everyone, the hadiths here, and I'll make it full screen. Okay, let's take a look at the hadith for tonight. And by the way, all of the hadiths for this class and all the other classes I'm teaching, we're using the books written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. And this is another one of the books written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli entitled 55 Hadith on Islamic Behavior and Discipline. And what Sheikh Atli did was he went through the different sitta and took the collected 55 authentic hadiths that the children can benefit from, because they speak about behaviors and disciplines that we should try to adapt as Muslims. And tonight we're going to speak about the 25th hadith in this book, which addresses unnecessary questions. You know, there's a lot of people out there that ask a lot of questions. I'm sure you guys know people like that. All they do is want to know everything. They want to know about your family. They want to know where you got your clothes from, what food you eating. They're always asking questions about things that's none of their business, or things that's not important. Well, let's take a look, see at what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about that. And this hadith is narrated by another companion named al-Mughayra. Al-Mughayra. He said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam one day said, Allah has forbidden us to be disobedient to our parents, which we talked about before. We cannot disobey our parents. And also, Allah has forbidden us to not give what we owe to people, and not to take what isn't ours. In other words, stealing from other people, or taking what doesn't belong to you, or not paying back people that you owe. And also, Allah has forbidden for us to bury our daughters. That means to, kill our children. And also, Allah hates for us to engage in useless conversations and to ask too many questions about things that even if you knew the answer to them, they're not going to be of any benefit to you. You know, the questions that you're asking are not going to take, the answers will not take you closer to Allah. And also, you know, Allah has forbidden for us to waste our money, to go around wasting money, buying things that we don't need, buying things just to say that we have them. And a lot of people do that. You see it on TV. A lot of these rich rap stars, these rich personalities, they go out, they got 15, 20 cars. You can't even drive 20 cars. So what do you need with 20 cars? But they waste their money buying what they don't need just to show off, to be seen, to try to make themselves superior over you. So that's considered wasting your money. And then asking questions about things that are of no benefit. You know, you want to ask me how much does bread cost in China? What does that have to do with anything? No matter how much money bread costs in China, what does it have to do with you? You live in America. So what's the purpose of that? You know, or you want to ask questions about things that's not your business, like who my brother is, my sister, my mother. That ain't none of your business. Because even if you knew my mother or my brother, what business is it of yours? They're not going to be friends with you. And then we come upon a lot of Muslims that ask questions about this religion that are not of any importance, that are not of any value. questions that's not going to bring us closer to Allah, questions that can end up hurting us, hurting somebody's feelings, or making Allah angry. So, we have to be careful of what comes out of our mouth. We have to be careful of the things we say, and we have to be careful of the type of questions we ask. There are a lot of people, you see them, they'll come into my website and ask ridiculous questions about Islam. Like today, you guys, whoever was here, when Dr. Jamali was doing his Aqidah class, I had to hide from the stream a couple of people because a man joined and he wanted to argue. He wanted to know how many different sets of Muslims are there. I mean, what type of question is that? First of all, there ain't but one kind of Muslim, and that's the kind that the Prophet was. We all should be trying to be like the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, what value is it for you to know how many sets there are and what they are? What is that going to bring you closer to Allah? Is that going to make that knowledge going to make you a better Muslim? So we get that type of stuff all the time, useless questions about things that are of no importance. Allah doesn't like that, because those type of questions usually lead to argument and debate and ill feelings towards each other. So this is a great hadith that we need to ponder and implement in our everyday lives. It brings about so many lessons. For example, again, disobeying your parents. Unless your parents tell you to do something that is opposite to what Allah says, we obey them. If your mother and father ask you to take the garbage out, take it out. If your mother and father ask you to clean up your bedroom, clean it up. But if your mother and father tell you to jump off a building, of course you don't do that. If your mother and father tell you to do something to hurt yourself, of course we don't obey them in that. But if it's nothing that's going to be like that, then we obey our parents. Okay. Also, we should be respectable of other people. Be mindful that every other person, is a human being, and we should be mindful of the rights that they have over us. For example, as Muslims, there's rights we owe each other. Number one, we have to greet each other when we meet. Also, visit the sick. Also, say Yarhamakallah when a person sneezes. Also, attend funerals of each other. So there are certain things that we have to do for other Muslims. We have to be mindful of those rights and obligations and not transgress the limits set by Allah. Okay? And again, when it comes to talking, we only speak when we have to. And that's something that a lot of adults don't understand. I had to hide from my YouTube stream another person yesterday, a grown man, 45 years old. But he got a problem. He talks too much. He can't keep quiet. He doesn't learn. He comes to my classes every day, but doesn't learn a thing. And he doesn't understand even the basics of Islam. But the reason being is because he can't shut his mouth up. Okay? He doesn't shut up long enough to learn anything. So we have to be careful of that. And also think about the things that we say with our tongue before saying it, because that'll keep us from ending up hurting somebody or saying something bad that can end up destroying us. Okay. And we also learn again that asking questions, that are of no benefit is not going to bring you closer to Allah. And be careful where our money goes to. Be careful what we spend our money on. We should only spend according to what our needs, and we can also buy nice things too, but just don't go overboard with that. And finally, this hadith lets us know again that we have to be good to our children. We don't go around killing our kids like they used to do back in the old days, because they didn't want to, take care of the kids. So it's a wonderful hadith that we need to think about and implement in our everyday lives. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to ask each and every one of you. Oh yeah, I'm going to put it here. Yeah, she wants to see the hadith again. Hold on. That's the hadith. I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to ask everyone to give me an example of a question that doesn't bring any benefit. A question that if you ask, it's not going to bring you closer to Allah or anything. So let's take this down.
A question that does not.
Yeah, a question that does not make sense, that's not going to bring you close to Allah. For example, if I ask, why come China? Why are Chinese people Chinese? That's a silly question. That question is not going to be of any value. Why would I ask something like that? Unless I'm being silly, trying to be funny. Okay, so let me, and I'm trying to set it up so everybody can see on YouTube too. Hold on, let me fix it. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, I'm getting ready to fix it now, inshallah. Okay, so let's start it off with, we got some hands. Go ahead, Sister Sabrina. What's an example of a question that if you knew the answer to, it's not going to be of any value? It's not going to bring you closer to Allah. So why engage in useless talk? Go ahead, Sabrina.
If you asked a question about like what's the latest model or like what's the latest product for like makeup stuff and what's the latest gossip.
Good job. You know what? We waste our time on the latest makeup style or the latest fashion style. This is useless. Useless. Instead, we should be asking questions about Allah, questions about how to pray. Why waste our time with makeup and stuff like that? Good job. Go ahead, Brother Shuaib.
Asking someone, what color's your phone?
Exactly. What color is your phone? What's so important about my phone? Whatever color it is, so what? What does it have to do with bringing me closer to Allah? Plus, what's the big deal? It's a color. I don't know. It's a color. That's not a question that's going to teach me anything. It's not a question that's going to bring me closer to Allah. So why engage in it? Good job. Go ahead, Brother Sully.
How much time do you have to pray each day?
Now, is that a good question to ask, guys? How many times do we have to pray? Is that a good question? Is that a question that is going to bring you closer to Allah?
Yes.
Yes, that's a good question, Sully. That's a question that you do ask, because we need to remember Allah and remind each other. Okay, go ahead.
We're trying to find about answers. We're trying to come up with answers with like questions that are meaningless.
Yeah, exactly. Questions that are meaningless, not questions that are meaningful. Good job. Go ahead, Asma and Najma. Go ahead.
Like asking what type of phone do you have? What type of iPad do you have? What type of like phone book do you have? Like,
Exactly.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's just me.
Clothing.
Yeah, those are people being nosy. You know, what type of iPad I got? What type of computer you got?
I have one too.
Yeah, go ahead, baby.
Some people ask, what kind of keychain do you have? What kind of bag do you have? What kind of voice do you have?
Yeah, exactly. About what type of jilbab, what type of clothes you like to wear. That ain't none of your business. Ask me about the prayer. Ask me about Ramadan. Ask me about when we're going to start fasting. Ask me, what do I like to do when I fast? That's a good question. Yes, go ahead, Sister Zora. And by the way, look here, we got Zora has a guest with her. Zora, assalamu alaikum. You're here and you got a friend with you?
That's my cousin Mina.
Assalamu alaikum, Mina. How are you?
Good.
You're so beautiful. MashaAllah. Oh, she's pretty. Well, what questions? Give us an example of a meaningless question.
I could ask like, what pet do you have? Do you have a pet? Is it cute?
Yeah, stuff like that. Those people, don't you think they're being nosy?
Awesome.
What you think, Mina? Mina, what do you think? What's a meaningless question? And don't you think those type of questions are from people who are nosy?
Right. Like what type of TV you have? Like, is it like a latest one?
Exactly. Those are people trying to keep up with the Joneses, aren't they? They might be jealous of you too. Y'all be careful of people with questions like that, because those are people that's probably jealous of you and they probably want what you got. So you tell them, well, it's not important what kind of television I have. It's not important how my house looks. But thank you for asking. Have a good day. And when you walk away, say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, to keep it moving. Subhanallah. MashaAllah. Good answers. Good answers from the both of you. Let's see, Sister Amira, MashaAllah, Amira, what's a good an example of a meaningless question to ask people?
Asking a question like, asking a person that's fasting, are they hungry?
Oh God, that's a good one. How many of you have experienced that? It's Ramadan, you fasting, and some nincompoop comes up to you and says, "Are you hungry?" What do you think? We get that a lot from the non-Muslims. Every Ramadan, you go to work, you go to school, and then you tell the people, "I'm sorry, I'm fasting. I can't eat. Thank you for offering." Well, are you hungry? What do you think? It's not a matter of, am I hungry? I'm fasting. So why would you ask me that? Subhanallah. Let's see who else we got there that didn't answer. Amalia, go ahead, Amalia.
Do you go on vacations?
Yeah, what whose business is that? Whose business is it if I go on vacations or not? Sound to me like you got an issue. Sound to me like you wish you could go on vacation. Yeah, so that's a meaningless question that you don't need to be asking people. Let's see, brother. Go ahead, Armani.
If somebody asks you what car you have.
Yeah, what kind of car? Yeah, you get that a lot too. What kind of car your mother drive? What kind of car your father got? How much they pay for it? That ain't none of your business, dude. Yes, go ahead, Najma and Asma.
I have this book where this Muslim explains your life, and a lot of people ask her these questions like, are you hot in that?
Yes.
Or do you shower with that on?
Yeah. Those are the most. Those are the most. Are you bald headed? Oh, I used to get that when I was a kid. Do you wear that because you don't have any hair? Oh. Yeah, those
are the questions that you will experience a
lot all your life. And the sad thing is, even when you old like me, the people still are going to ask those questions, even when you old. Are you hot? Or do you have any hair? And all that nonsense. Yeah. Who else? Go ahead, Sabrina.
People be asking like if you're skinny or fat.
Yeah, I mean they want to see what you look like. That's what that is. And you tell them we ain't falling. Tell them I'm not gonna fall for that. Whether I'm skinny or fat is not for you to know. I have on a abaya And this is how we dress because I don't want you to know if I'm skinny. And I don't want you to know if I'm fat. I'll surprise you. Because I'll do a roundhouse kick if you put your hands on me. Hello, hello. Y'all remember that. Don't let nobody put your hands on you. Okay, roundhouse. Knock them out. They try to put their hands on you because it ain't none of their business if you skinny or fat underneath there, especially you girls, because you're going to come upon boys. You're going to come upon boys that's going to ask you, how do you look underneath that? And if you don't tell them, they're going to try to touch you. Oh, God, you might have to do a couple of kicks to teach a couple of people a lesson. Then the word will get around. You make an example out of one of those boys, then the rest of them will get the message and go on way. Okay, go ahead, Shuhei.
How to get smart.
How to what?
How to get smart.
Yeah. Oh, how did you get smart? Allah made me smart. How can I answer that? I study. I do my job. I mean, that's not a smart, correct question to ask. Yes, go ahead, Sully.
What color is your house?
Yeah, questions like that. What color is your house? What difference does it make? What color is your mother's hair? What difference does that make? What color your father's beard? What difference does that make? So, mashallah, those are all examples of useless talk, useless conversation, useless questions. You know, if we have to do like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He said there's a time for this and a time for that. There's a time to speak and there's a time to be quiet. There's a time to play and there's a time to rest. Don't just talk and ask questions just to do it. Only ask questions if it's about something that's important that you need to know. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining and participating in this Hadith class for today. I want all the kids here. I'm letting you guys out early today because I want you to be here for my 6 o'clock class. My 6 o'clock class, I'm going to be speaking about the fitra again. We're going to speak about some of the barriers that stand between your faith growing. Who can tell me what are some of the barriers that we talked about so far? What are some of the barriers of the heart? Remember, we've been speaking about barriers of the heart that stand in the way of your faith growing. We talked about subconscious. Sometimes the thoughts we can have bad thoughts that can stand in the way of our faith, and there's certain emotions too. What are some of the barriers we talked about? Go ahead, Asma and Najma.
Scared that people will make fun of you.
Exactly, fearing the people, being more. Yeah, go ahead.
Depression.
Yeah, exactly. Depression. We talked about how depression can stand in the way of your fitra growing. We talked about how being more concerned with what the people say, how that stands in the way. What else? Go ahead, Sully.
People how to bully you.
So what is it? I couldn't hear him.
Fear the people who try to bully you.
Yes, scared of the people. Exactly. Being more concerned with the people than with the law. Yes, go ahead, Amira. Anxiety. Exactly. Worry. A lot of us worry. That's an emotion of the heart. You know, being worried all the time, being afraid all the time. Those things, those type of emotions stand in the way of you increasing your faith and your relationship with Allah. What else did we talk about in that class? Go ahead, Zora and Mina.
When you get like really angry.
Yes, we talked about anger. What else? Go ahead, Mina.
Bully.
Yeah, the anger, jealousy. Those are evil emotions that stand in the way of our faith growing. So sadness, depression, anxiety, anger, jealousy. Those are some of the barriers that we talked about. Go ahead, Amir. What's another one?
Arrogance.
Arrogance. That's what we talked about yesterday. Being arrogant. Too arrogant. That stands in the way of your fitra developing. That stands in the way of your faith growing. So I want y'all to come to class at 6 today, because I'm going to speak about another barrier. And remember, we talked about your bad thoughts. Does Allah punish us for our bad thoughts? Can y'all remember what we talked about with that yesterday? Does Allah punish us for our bad thoughts?
No, only if you actually do the bad thoughts.
MashaAllah, you can tell Asma and Najma's been coming to my class at 6. Yes, the bad thoughts that we have, Allah doesn't punish us for them, only if we act on them. And what did I teach you guys yesterday that the Prophet taught us to do when we have bad thoughts about things, to prevent us from turning into a barrier? What did the Prophet teach us to do? Go ahead, Amir. Good job. I can see you guys are coming to the class. I want all y'all coming. Yes, whenever you get a bad thought to do something that you know you shouldn't do, we say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and that'll keep that thought from moving to your heart. Because once it moves to your heart, what happens, guys? If something goes into your heart, what happens after that? It shows through your what? Go ahead, Shuaib. Yes, y'all got it. Your actions. So that's what we've been speaking about all week. You guys just summarized the whole week of the 6 o'clock class. But today I'm going to teach you another barrier. So make sure you guys are here at 6 for that. And also remember, Mukhtar's class on the life of the Prophet is today too. So I'm going to let you guys out early so y'all can eat and clean up and do whatever your moms want you to do. And y'all see you guys back here at 6. And then for those of you listening on YouTube, that just shows my classes, my 6 o'clock classes, my Tawheed classes. Your children should be attending them. Okay? All right, so subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.